Hello, hello. Welcome back. Um, Sorry that took a couple of minutes. I had to figure out why sound was not working. So now I've done so, and the sound is working, which is fantastic. I'm gonna make sure that everything else is working, that the 3 streams going on are good, right? Kick is good, Twitch is good, YouTube is good. We're all good, which is great. Let me make sure that I post in. Okay. That is all done. We are ready to go. So we're back in Shadows over Loathing. Sorry, not Shadow. Shadows over Loathing. Fun game. Last time we met these kids in the swamp, who are reminiscent of the. Oh gosh, I forget the movie, but it's like a Halloween movie, where kids have a monster squad or whatever. So it's reminiscent of that. We finished the one quest for this kid, which is cool. And now we'll just go through and try and get the rest of them done, I guess. So let's see. Where else did we need to go? My to-do list. Find Charles Wallace in the Gareman Fortress and the Big Moist. Not yet. Rufus wants you to plug his transmitter into the console at WGCR Repeater Station, Radio Shack at the Big Moist. Grady of Crystal Dream Valley wants you to dig up 5 night crawlers for him. You found one so far. The unusually smart rat in the SIT steam tunnels would like you to bring him some cheese. Glordo at Zeta Omega Omnicron wants 3 bottles of pork soda in exchange for a can of his special syrup. He said there's a machine in Vector Wing that has it. Track down the honey ape out in the swamp else somewhere and retrieve one of its fingernails for a kid in the Monster Shack. Find the Moss Man at Moss Rock Grotto in the Big Moist and get some of his moss for the kid at the Monster Shack. Hunt down Smell-O-Wisp, which we have seen, but we have not been able to capture. Sent for a kid at the Monster Shack. Kid in the Monster Shack ask you to find the Chupanaranja lair somewhere in the Big Moist, set a trap for it. Find the Fly Man or Manfly at the old Flemberg place in the Big Moist to get one of its chest hairs for a kid in the Monster Shack. John Leathers in the Big Moist wants you to gather 10 gear hides for him. Bill Hunter in the Big Moist asks you to paint 3 dirty fences to help him remove his arboreal curse. You've painted 0 so far. Alright. So, I guess first things first, we'll go to Flemberg. I don't want to go to Moss Rock yet. And then the others, I guess we will discover on the way. The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind the trees. You again! I told you to get it! Didn't I give you enough money for the bus? So here! Gain 22 meat. Gosh, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Gator. Some viscous goo has rendered this house entirely decorative. This mailbox says Flemberg on the side. Rifle through it. You casually commit a federal crime. Got an item junk mail. Junk mail is a new technology that allows trash to be distributed to every way so that we can all share the effort of throwing it away. A gas generator is providing power to the barn in exchange for pastoral ambience. Nice. Ooh. Dirty fence. One of those picket fences that's given Will Hunter such trouble. Painted. Nice. Looks pretty clean. Looks like Flemberg is a fan of crates and barrels. A glass case with 2 giant, horrible flies in it. The very small man inside the machine is clearly trying to get your attention. No. The crazy controls for this crazy contraption. You probably shouldn't mess with them until you talk to that guy inside the machine. A bunch of welding tools and supplies. This shelf contains a lot of things that you don't know what they are or what they do. It's a workbench covered in tools. Next to the workbench, there's a pile of much smaller workbenches. Take one. There's so many, he surely wouldn't mind. You got an item, tiny workbench. Flumberg must have been working on miniaturization technology before he developed his weird fly obsession. If this guy cared about these tools, he probably wouldn't have left them on the floor. Find your skeepers then. Find some things. All right, cool. Hey, how's it going? Nice job. All right, talk to him. Hi, I'm Dick Finkeldorf. You need help? I absolutely need help, thank you. My name's Flemberg, Paul Flemberg. I moved back with my parents' old house here because nobody would give me a lab space for my experiments. It turned out to be an assistant who would have also been nice to have. Oh, what are you trying to do? Improve myself, you know, better, faster, stronger, at least one of those. But I put the wrong settings in the control console, and all that happened was I shrank. You can't just change settings? The door doesn't open from the inside. But, yeah, I didn't think it through. Okay, well, I can let you out. No. Opening the door will depolarize a booth, and it takes months for the field of mirrors to recharge. Not to mention the fact that I'd have to collect all the new supplies of genetic material, so the door can only be opened once. Geez, you really didn't think this through. What should I do then? You'll have to fix the settings on the console. What should I say it to? Clearly, if I knew, I wouldn't have put the wrong ones in myself. I'd just make me better before you open the door. Better than what? Better than a normal guy. I don't know. I spent so long thinking about how I would build this machine that I didn't have any time left to think why I built it. I'll see what I can do. Crazy controls or this crazy contraption? Mess with them. The screen above the levers reads: body, Flemberg. Head, Flemberg. Lungs, Flemberg. Pituitary, fly. Hat, fly. Flip the pituitary. The machine rumbles. You look back up at the screen. The screen above the levers reads: all that except pituitary is switched. So it's switching between fly and Flemberg. The hat, Flemberg, fly, Flemberg. Okay. Seems to be 100% Flemberg at this point. He's wearing a nice hat. Fly has no hat, so he gets to keep the hat. Pituitary means he's small. All right, we want him big. Flip the lungs. Flemberg is scowling at you from inside the machine. He's wearing a nice hat. Flemberg flaps his mouth a few times, but he doesn't seem to be able to speak. The way he's breathing seems pretty uncomfortable, too. Not just yet. Flip the lungs. Flip the head over. A horrible fly-headed man is buzzing loudly and repeatedly punching at the glass. He's wearing a nice hat. Buzz, buzz. Oh, gross. He's clawing violently at the window and buzzing angrily. Fortunately, unbreakable glass was the one thing he did think through. Now what? Not just yet. What about the body? The machine contains a large, loud, angry fly. He's wearing a nice hat. Giant fly claws at the glass as if trying to get you. Buzz, buzz. Is this anger? Are you trying to express anger right now? Buzz, buzz. Now what? Let's flip the head back. The machine contains a huge fly with Flemberg's head. He's wearing a nice hat. Oh god, one sec, I'll try again. No, this one is great actually. What? I can fly, and I have the proportion strength of a fly scaled up to human size. What's not to love? Now what? Well, I'll open the door. Are you sure? What about the lungs? Lungs do okay. Let's switch the lungs. No, we want to keep that. You doing okay? So how's this one? Flemberg opens, closes his mouth a few times. He's unable to say anything. Clearly upsets him a bit. Not just. Oh, we'll flip the lungs back. I guess we'll keep it. He's happy. You sure you like this? Having a huge flat body? Wouldn't you? I don't understand your objection. Open the door. Yeah, I'm sure. You let Flemberg out of the booth. Heck yeah! I can't wait to get up to all kinds of giant fly stuff. Well, before you go, I do need chest hair off of you. Do I still have those? Okay, well, whatever, sure. You got an item. Flyman's chest hair. A luxurious hair from the chest of a truly remarkable specimen of masculinity. Thanks, it's for... I probably don't want to know. I'm out. See ya. Okay, bye. Hey, Molly, can you lock me in here? Nope, okay. Well, I guess Molly can't lock me in there. On the Moss Rock! On the Moss Rock. We're gonna pretend like we didn't see any of that. We're just gonna go to Moss Rock. Spot a color of dry swamp catches your eye, and you find a pile of withered orange husks in front of a shallow cave. This must be a lair of the Chupanaranya. Unfortunately, it isn't home right now. Or maybe, since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous to you anyway. That most certainly isn't true. I'll set my trap. You set your trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored. And remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for the prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. That's kind of the whole point of animal traps. Leave and come back later. Moss Rock Grotto. Well, if this isn't the Moss Man that kid was talking about, you've got real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't exactly look fearsome, but you're going to look for a fight. If you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take advantage of surprise. I'll talk to him. Excuse me, are you the Moss Man? Yep, that's me, Clyde Mossman. Pleased to meet you. I'm Dick Finkeldorf McSpankenheimer. Welcome to my humble abode. I ain't got many visitors. Well, except some weird kid I sometimes see peeking around the trees. Are you actually Moss Man? I ain't quite sure where I get your meaning. That's my last name, like I said. Yeah, but are you a human person or some sort of moss swamp creature? I get that this is a strange and possibly rude question. Well, I weren't always this way, but I've been living in this swamp a long time. Just kind of dug in and got comfortable. Then moss sort of grows out of me like natural like now instead of hair. Guess it happened so gradual and I got so accustomed to it, it didn't occur to me to question it. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend. But it's something I'm going to be chewing on for a while. Can I have some of your moss? Excuse me? You drop an existential bombshell on me, and now you're asking for a part of my body? I'm really not the top social form today, I guess. I do need some of that moss, though. Well, I'll tell you what. Help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster, and I'll give you some moss. Sorry, I have no idea. Moss is twinkling for some reason. Rocks in that direction are not mossy enough to investigate. Guess I'll come back when I have more. Nope, see you. All the items on this table are either made of or covered in moss. Let's see the character sheet. Is that enough? Is that enough mysticality? Do I have enough mysticality? 6A, I got it. Hello again, Clyde. Howdy, Dick Finkeldorf. Was something I can do for you? So, about that moss. Again, with the moss, what do you even want my moss for? If I tell you, this will get even more weird and awkward. Not telling me ain't helping in that regard, but like I said, if you can help me solve the question of my humanity, I'll give you some. Well, the way I see it, you seem intelligent and can hold a conversation. Haven't tried to murder me for my delicious organ meats. How do you know that they're delicious? So I figure, what does it really mean to be human anyway? Well, you might be less Homo sapien and more whatever the technical term for moss is, but that doesn't really matter. Does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? What's really important is just being a good person, whatever kind of person you are. Well, that's real, even if it's an extremely weird kind of person. Well, that's real good for you to say, friend. I guess that answers my question. Great. Here, let me give you some of my moss like I promised. He peels off his mustache and hands it to you. You got an item, Moss Man's mustache, lip-shaped slab of moss. Thanks. Say, are you a hobo? Huh, well, I ain't the thing about hobos that are already on the move. Feel like I'm practically the opposite of a hobo. I happen to know a group of hobos that have settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. Bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well, now, I do value my solitude, but I certainly couldn't do any harm visiting sea. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. You mark the location of the hobo camp on Clyde's map, and he heads off into the swamp with a wave. Gain 15 XP. Nice. This is still twinkling. Oh, that solves that. Let's see. I guess I'll go over the radio shack. That's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there's an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp. Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? A honey ape? Maybe there is something to that after all. I'll follow the tracks. Geez, the more you look, the more confusing, trampled mess these tracks are. Seems like they're in different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs do you say that thing has again? On one hand? One? Okay, and well, how many fingers was it? 4? You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and to your surprise, you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape the kid described. Like a somewhat larger chimpanzee, or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and doesn't seem to have noticed you. I'll sneak up on it. You successfully creep up on the unsuspecting primate, but as you run out of the trees, and brush to hide behind, before you get close enough to really do anything. Outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it into the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Grab it. You leap onto the small primate and wrestle it to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is No, let's be fair. You both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the waist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails, which, thinking about it, is making me wince, and I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. You got an item, honey ape fingernail. A totally normal-sized fingernail, marvelful at it. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose, and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small weird ape. Thanks! Oh, I got that one done. I don't know how to do the stink one. Stench one's gonna be difficult. We'll do filter, elemental armor, stench, shadow one. Plus 2, plus 4. Oh, okay, I can do that. Yeah, that should be good. So I should be able to hit either of these now, I think. Distant frog sounds become less distant frog sounds as you find yourself very close to a lot of frogs. Location unlocked, the frog bog. I'm gonna keep going where I'm going, which was nowhere. Despite anything on the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set that trap for the Chupa Naranja. Peering through the bushes, you discover that your trap has indeed trapped something. It sort of looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face covered in boils and might also be eyes. You have no idea what a Chupa Naranja looks like, but this seems about as likely as anything you were imagining. The presumed Chupa Naranja seems pretty annoyed about being caught in your trap. I'll come back later. Nope, I'll come back later. I want the stink. All of a sudden, you hear Gator Man screaming wildly to your left. Ah! And then, just as suddenly, another Gator Man starts screaming to your right. What the? And you hear an angry snarl behind you, and turn around. Another Gator Man. Oh no! Oh yes, and then you hear someone say, behind you, so you turn around again, and there's another Gator Man. You're surrounded. Well, crap. I'ma fight him. Alright. Alright, Gator Men. Men of the Gator. 38, 28, 28, 38. Okay. I'm gonna have to do... How much damage am I dealing? 19. Ooh. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. May need cha-cha-cha yet again. Still ain't enough, huh? Okay, well, at least I can kill this one. Belch. Clobber. Okay, both are hitting Molly, so I'll just kill this one. Yeet! And Molly, you can smack this one. Nice. Alright. Intends to do 11 damage. Can't do what he was planning to do. Okay, cool. So I will again cha-cha-cha. And yet again. 34 plus 3. Fuck. Okay. Don't crash this guy. So close. Alright, I've been damaged. I will do a little bit more. And why not some more? Alright, Dick Finkeldorf, so either one of them are fine. I will just kill this one. I'll take this one's damage. And I'll smack this one. Fantastic. You won! Jeez, maybe that'll teach him not to sync up on a guy like that. Gain 14 XP, gain 76 meat. You got an item. Got some gator hide. As you pick your way through the muck of the swamp, you encounter one of those newfangled diagonal about half boxcars. Wait a minute. There's no such thing as a diagonal half boxcar. It's just a regular boxcar, half sunk into the swamp. I'll keep going where I was going. Go Monster Shack. Come back later. Browsing through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose. Alright, great. Run up and grab it. Holding both your nose and your breath, you run up and snatch the wisp before it can fly away, collecting a clump of air so foul that it sticks to your hand. Fortunately, you've got an empty jar you can scrape it off into. You got an item, Stinky Ester. An essential distillation of foulness. Nice. Alright, let me inventory. Let me put back on all my things. So my hat was no, it wasn't that. It was a cowboy hat. My accessory was stylish sunglasses. And anything else? Seems fine. Alright. Now we can go for the Naranja. I will approach it. You carefully sneak up on the Chupa Naranja, which senses your presence and thrashes angrily, breaking free of your trap, then turns to face you. It seems mad. I'ma fight it. Ah. Well, that's a definitely a thing. Intends to deal 26 physical damage to me. So I'ma just cha-cha-cha. And, oh, shoot. I forgot. I could have done that. Okay. Whatever. Bonk. 33. Very good. We'll, reduce its shit. Nice. Hopefully that'll do less damage now. 22. Okay. Not too bad. Alright. Intends to check Dante. Let me hypnotize it. And let me cha-cha-cha once more. And I think I just killed it. So I didn't have to do either of those, but... You won! You quickly cut off one of those creature's nostrils, pick it up into your trap, and get the heck out of there before that thing regains consciousness. Got an item, Chupa Naranja nostril, a ring of flesh perfectly crafted by a natural selection to seek out the mightiest of oranges. Gain 14 XP. Nice. Alright. Kid is preoccupied with repeatedly smelling 2 large test tubes. Ah! Did you find the smell of wisp? I sure did. Please don't open that jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. You hand over the nose trumpet she lent you and a jar of foulness you collected. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Get an item. Monster Club sash. Nice. Thanks. It turned out you were right. The honey ape was totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it. Here's your tracing back in the fingernail you wanted. Wow, huh? Something wrong? I guess I'm torn between excitement, vindication, the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Oh, don't worry about it. Honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. I guess that's true. Anyway, thanks for your help. Here's another Monster Squad badge. Kid takes your sash, blah, blah, blah. Nice. Kid is eating moss. I met the moss man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy, actually. He gave me this mustache. Here. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Kid happily sticks a mustache to its upper lip. How do I look? Mossy? It's the best days of my life. Kid takes your sash, pins another badge. Nice. Kid's peering. Hi, did you meet the fly man? Did you get, blush? Yeah, I got it here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put in this little silver lock-in. Treasure it forever. What was he like? Was this experiment a success? I've got to go. Thanks. He's messing around. Hey, I got the Chupa Naranja you were after. Well, nearby. I had nearly. I had to tussle with it a bit. Got the job done, though. Wow, that's great. Now we have the real proof for why there aren't any oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's its nostril. Neat. I'll wear it as a ring. Okay. Anyway, don't go near that part of the swamp for a while. It was real mad. Kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, hands it back to you. Monster Club stash. And Boris hisses at you. You must know you're an outsider. Oh well. What? What do you mean I'm an... Oh. I see. Sash was awarded to you by the Monster Squad. It's an accessory. Oh, this is a lot better. Boris looks at your sash and nods approvingly. New cat unlocked. You can now pet Boris to receive a boon. Pet him now. Only one cat's favorite at a time. You have Dottie's boon. Replace it with this instead. Boris's boon. Whenever you get scared, just remember that Boris is watching over you. I'll keep my current boon. I like Dottie. Alright, cool. Cool. Were we able to read this? Oh yeah. Kids are alright. Guess I can go grab... I'll go to the boxcar. Yeah. Suddenly, silently, a flock of shadowy bats fly up out of the swamp, leaving now a single ripple in the surface of the water as they do so. It's quite frankly the gothiest thing you've seen in your life. You've probably fought actual vampires by now. Alright. 15. Oh yeah, these can't take that damage, so... I'm gonna just do one of these, and one of these, and Molly will bop. Ooh. Shriek. Uh-oh. Damn. Okay. Ooh. Damn, I wish Molly went first. Okay, so it's going to take 3 more damage. So I'll hit this one. And I will make sure this one dies. Both of these are going to hit me, which is fine. I have 1 AP. I can hypnotize one. Guess I will hypnotize this one. That's just better if I do damage shit, right? So that one dies. So I do 5 damage. Molly does 9. Combined, they have 24 health points. I do 5, so 19. 9. So it's better if I just hit it. Yeah. Should have hit this one, but whatever. My mistake. And just shoot. Alright, and that one dies. It's fine if I die here. Molly lives. Dante flies away. He doesn't care about Molly. And this one just dies. Nice. You won! Back to your Bat House album. The cover, you stupid bats. Nice. A lot of places in here. This looks very dangerous. Climb in anyway. Everything has, predictably, fallen off this table. These poetry books are all full of slant rhymes. This would fail a railroad safety inspection for at least 2 reasons. You are perplexed by the hobo's decision to sleep with his head pointing downhill. It's a diagonal hobo, although I suppose from your perspective he looks normal. Talk to him. Oh, hi, sorry, I didn't know anyone was living here. I suppose I should stop being surprised by that. It's quite all right. I'm Pepperidge Dolphin. Welcome to my humble abode. Thanks, I'm Dick Finkeldorf McSpankenheimer. Nice boxcar you got here, apart from being a little steep. Steep? Oh, yes. You know, I've grown so accustomed to tilt, I hardly notice anymore, apart from when I tried to play marbles. Your game must be really going downhill. Yes, quite. I'll ask him some questions. Your accent is different from most hobos I met. Well, my family is from old money, you see. How old? Old enough that it all turned to dust, and all that remains is a rambling old manor house that I can't afford to maintain. So I decided this would be a splendid opportunity to expand my horizons. The horizon is typically a bit more level. Why are you living in a boxcar in a swamp? Well, to be honest, it's been difficult to part with the old estate. This is as far as I've been able to get before the homesickness becomes overwhelming. Ah, how bittersweet. Indeed, I wonder, could you spare the time to help me? I could be done with the place if I had a proper souvenir, specifically my father's collection of antique padlocks. You can't get them from them yourself because of the memories? It's more lack of memories. I've forgotten where the keys are. What's in it for me? I'm sure there's still some assorted knickknacks and so on in there. You're welcome to whatever you find. Okay, it's a deal. Sure, I'll help you. Thank you. There are 11 locks altogether. Except they won't actually be all together, will they? I'm afraid not. Here. No. Here. I'll mark the location of the house on your... Is that a sponge? Location unlocked. The Dolphin House. There's also something I should tell you about the house. Oh, good. Here it comes. I just wanted to let you know there aren't any ghosts haunting the property. There aren't any? That's correct. Not a one. My family never suffered any violent or traumatic deaths. Is this something you felt that you had to warn me about? Not really a warning as such. I just thought you might like to know. Huh. Well, okay, thanks. I'll be right back with your 11 padlocks. Alright, bye. I guess Dolphin Hills. The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind the trees. You again? Told you get. Didn't I give you enough money for the bus? Well, here, 22 meat. Nice. This door is padlocked. Looks like this car was left to rot. Unfortunately, it hasn't yet rotted enough for you to get past the locked door. You need a wire coat hanger. It boggles the mind how unmoored you'd have to be to build a manor in this defenseless place, though you'd have to admire the resources they marshaled to do so. Another one of those crisp picket fences. figuratively cursed. Will Hunter's the one who's cursed. Find it. XP. You gain 15 XP. Looking pretty spick and span, one fence left to make Will Hunter a real boy again. This tree has a hole in it, conveniently. The hole is slightly larger than your hand. Honestly, for what is ostensibly a horror game, we've had way too few opportunities for you to stick your hand into a suspicious dark hole. Reach in. You slowly reach inside the dark hole. It's damp and ominous, and you find a key. Sorry, that scream wasn't really justified. You gain an item, Dolphin Padlock Key. Mossy. This key is returning the earth whence it came. Door is padlocked. Okay. The front door of Dolphin Manor is unlocked. Apparently, Mr. Dolphin's love of padlocks was unrelated to basic home security. Go on in. This door is padlocked. The basement of the swamp house is predictably completely flooded. You'll need some kind of breathing apparatus if you want to go down there. Fancy store-bought radium. Fancy serving cart. Investigate. It's one of those serving carts they use to in posh hotels and in posh manor houses, apparently, with a big silver platter covered in dome-shaped lid, just the right size to hide a severed head or a roast of some kind. Look under the dome. You cautiously reach out and grip the handle, and then take a deep breath. Slowly, you lift the lid, tilting your head to peek underneath. Oh, it's empty. Oh well. Enough fine china to feed an army. If only you could get past the padlock, and if you're in command of the world's hoity-toityest military. A clean and well-lighted corner. No padlocks on the dinner table. That's both a rule and an observation. The Pepperidge father's house. There are many in Pepperidge's father's house. There are many drawers. What about the sink? Nice, you caught a chunk of gristle. You tuck in your fish sack. You got an item, fish in the sack. There's a cigarette tangled on the line. You got an item, one wet cigarette. This is really gross. Caught nice, you caught a bit of wet potato. You toss it in your fish sack. Nice. Nice, you caught a soggy dish rag. You toss it in your fish sack. I'm beginning to think that these aren't fish. But okay. The oven is full of gross, steamy swamp worms. One of those old fridges that people sometimes got locked into accidentally and asphyxiated. Oh wait, that's still all fridges these days. Maybe that's why it's padlocked. Unlock it. That's a key. You got an item. Recovered padlock. What a strange thing to collect. The fridge is empty of both expired food and expired hide-and-seekers. You do find a key inexplicably frozen into a block of ice, though. You got an item. A key in a block of ice. You can't tell if this was done as a prank or by somebody trying to break the habit of fidgeting with their keys. The humidity has turned most of these dry goods into stale goods. See if there's anything good left. Nothing has escaped the moisture. Almost. You gain an item. Can of fruit cocktail. A variety of chopped fruit floating in syrup. If modern technology has produced anything better than this, I don't want to hear about it. And I probably won't, because hearing aids haven't been invented yet, as far as I know. Huh. Oh, wait. Unfortunately, breakfast has not been served. So. Calpurnia dolphin died of natural causes. Mopey dolphin died of natural causes. Hortense dolphin died of natural causes. Beasley dolphin died of natural causes. Goldilocks dolphin died of natural causes. Fansworth dolphin died of natural causes. The couch faces the wall. It must have been the dolphin family's punishment couch. The dolphins used one toilet at a time, just like the rest of us. Flush it. Huh, it doesn't work. Maybe something's wrong in the tank. Check it out. Well, here's your problem. There's a key stuck in the float valve hinge flange. You've got an item. Dolphin padlock key. Wet. This medicine cabinet is securely locked. Maybe it's full of deadly poisons. This bathtub is full of steaming blood. Oh no, wait. The red is just the light coming through a stained glass window rose hanging in the bathroom window. That doesn't really explain why the water is still hot, though. I'm gonna fish. Yeah. You fish something up. Got a name, Shadow Pickle. Continue fishing. You managed to reel something in. Shadow Mead. After a brief struggle, you reel something in. Handful of clean water. There's some extra meat on the line. Looks like you've caught everything in there. Drop in the frozen key. The nice warm bath causes the ice to relax and drops the key with a grateful sigh. You got an item. Dolphin padlock key. Cold. Cold key. Got an item. Recovered padlock. You got an item. Bertworth's finest tooth wax. You got an item. Gauze pad. This door is padlocked. Unlock it with a wet key. Got an item. Recovered padlock. Go through the door. Some dirt in a planter where presumably a plant in the planter once stood. Nothing's hiding underneath the bed except dust. A shelf full of books about sports. The titles are all too boring for me to even tell you what they are. Wardrobes were important to an old house like this that didn't have built-in closets to keep skeletons in. Check in. You relieve the furniture of its contents, none of which are skeletal, unless you count the coat hanger. You got an item work pants. 4 physical armor. You got an item wire coat hanger. The comfortable-looking bed, free of bloodstains or vaguely person-shaped lumps under the blanket. Check out your pillow. Oh, shiny. Somebody must have traded in a key-shaped tooth. You got an item. Dolphin padlock key, shiny. And this nightstand has 1 empty drawer and 1 locked drawer. An eerie ghostly sound is coming from inside of it. Toy box is disappointingly empty. Not even a BB gun or a creepy doll. Maybe the doll is hiding elsewhere. This door is padlocked. This door is padlocked. Unlock a shiny key. Go through the door. It's a fancy vanity which appeals to your pedestrian vanity. Look through drawers. There's some leftover makeup in one of the drawers. You got an item. Radium Rogue. The convenient thing about products with radium in them is that they're easy to find in the darkness of coffin they'll ultimately put you in. The cedar chest is locked and easily big enough to hide a skeleton in, or even a whole body. This bed looks inviting, but nobody seems to have accepted the invitation for quite some time. Fancy nightstand. A fancy nightstand's contents are disappointingly non-fancy. You got an item, junk mail. You got an item, fuse. You got an item, dolphin padlock key. Disappointing. Sad. There's a little jewelry box on this table. It contains pure non-surprise jewelry. Perfectly normal jewelry. You got an item, old engagement ring. Old diamond ring from prior engagement. You got an item, amethyst choker. The tightness of this necklace makes your neck muscles stand out more than when you grimace. You got an item, anaerobic ring. Right now, this ring prevents oxidization in its immediate vicinity. In the future, it will also prevent exercise. Renders you immune to on fire. Disappointing key. This workbench is strewn with bits and gizmos and bits of gizmos. Amongst all that, you find what looks to be a miniature radio carved from driftwood. Grab it. A small radio enough to carry. Amazing. And maybe if you listen to it periodically, it'll warn you about any nearby monsters that are actually manifestations of your repressed traumas. Or maybe it'll just give you the baseball scores. Got an item, handmade radio. Build a better radio in the world will beat a path to your door. A better one than this, I mean. This one, I mean. You assume that Dolphin was superstitious enough to not store any padlocks in the east side of the attic. That's how you get family curses, probably. Okay. Lots of boxes, but none of them say padlocks on them, and you're not motivated to search through them otherwise. Who knows what grisly things you might find. Okay. That's an eerie, ghostly sound. You hold the radio up to your ear. You hear a little girl's voice shouting, "Mom, Mom, a terrible ghoul stole the key to my nightstand." A woman replies, "Now, dear, don't call your brother Ralphie a terrible ghoul. He probably hid the key in the pod plant in the hallway just like he always does." Those voices, so eerie. Look inside. You dig around the dirt and find a key. So predictable, that Ralphie. Got an iron dolphin padlock key. Dirty. Unlock. There's a creepy music box inside the drawer. You got an item. Creepy music box. Hold the radio up to your ear, and ghostly voice wails, "Who stole my golden arm?" Then a voice says, "Oh, come on, sis. Don't you know any other ghost stories? That's the only one you ever tell." Hold the radio up to your ear. Hear a little girl. Okay. Hold the radio up to your ear. Boy's voice asks, "Gee, Pop, where'd you get all that treasure? Is a cursed pirate hoard stolen from the ruins of an ancient civilization?" "Aha, no, son, nothing like that. Just sound investments, perfectly normal and moral financial markets." Normal. Already up to your ear, you hear a man's voice scolding angrily, "For goodness sakes, Agnes, you're obsessed. Obsessed with the taping things on the backs of paintings, just like your aunt, one-eyed Capernaum dolphin. You probably died peacefully in your sleep, just like she did." Oops. The backs of paintings. Where's painting? Oh. Huh. Could this be one-eyed Aunt Calpurnia? Considering the eye patch and the fact that the painting is labeled Capernaum Dolphin, look behind the painting. There's keys taped to the back. Classic Calpurnia. Ghanaian. Dolphin padlock key. Sticky. Hold the radio up to you. "Remember, Ralphie," says the woman's voice, "you mustn't ever open the door to strangers." The boy's voice replies, "Okay, Mom, because it might be a kidnapper or a murderer, right?" "Oh, I'm sure that would never happen, but it might be a vacuum cleaner salesman, and we already have one." Can't unlock that yet. Same thing. Let me, Hold the radio up to your ear. You hear a woman's voice saying, "Please be careful around the kitchen knives, Rebecca. They're very sharp. I keep them that way because, counterintuitive though it may be, dull knives are actually cause more accidents." "Yes, Mother, I understand," the little girl's voice replies. Hold the radio up to your man's voice. "Ralphie, why on earth do you keep flushing this fish zester down the commode? Have you ever been possessed by some otherworldly or demonic force?" "No, Dad, I just thought it would be a funny place to hide it," comes to the reply. Hooray! Where's Carnias go then, huh? Oh, here. Oh, never mind. Oh. Let's go to the China. No. Covered everything else. Fancy serving cart. Investigate. Look around the dome. It's still empty. Need a breathing apparatus to go down there. Oh, yes. Store is padlocked. Looks like this car. Jimmy it open. You unlock the car, destroying the hanger in the process. You search the car. It's empty except for the glove box, which turns out to be actually a key box. The key inside is not the key to this car, and if you have a sense of humor like mine, you'll agree that is a real shame. Dolphin padlock key. Tarnished. Must have been pretty human inside the glove box. Door is padlocked. Unlock it. Click! You pop the lock off, and the door unlatches with an ominous creak. Enter the garage. Old Dolphin never got sick of tires. Pull the radio up to ear. A woman's voice gasps, "Oh my, Clarence! Why are you lying on the floor under your workbench? Are you alright? Were you attacked by a burglar and axe murderer?" "Calm down, Agnes. I'm fine. I'm just practicing changing the oil in our car." Workbench covered in tools, all rusted past the point of usefulness, even as bludgeons. Wait a second, is this bench that woman on the radio was talking about? Check her on the bench. Find a key taped to the next to the old oil can. Get an item. Dolphin padlock key. Loose. Get an item. 11-1 oil. Some say that the most powerful tool is a padlock. It's really more the opposite of a tool, though, because it obstructs rather than facilitates what you're trying to do. Got an item. Recovered padlock. Tool chest contains 1 tool and 1 key, which I guess also counts as a tool, albeit an extremely specific one. So 2 tools then. Got an item. Handsaw. Oh geez, is that blood all over? Oh no, that's just rust. Never mind. Got an item. Padlock key. If rust were poetry, this key would be an ode to an age of neglect. These cinder blocks are totally waterlogged. Oh, that's not good. One of these cinder blocks was standing way too close to the others. You explain personal boundaries to it and perform a quick procedure to make it a little less creepy. Got an item. Sorted grease. Oh, there's outdoor. Pull radio up to your ear. Clarence, I'm so grateful that our family has never suffered from supernatural curses, serial murder, demonic corruption, or a plague. I agree, dear. We certainly have been fortunate, and doubtless will remain so. Huh. So it was just upstairs in this cabinet, right? Unlock it. Click. You got an item. Recover padlock. You open the cabinet door and examine the stacks of fine bone china. Wait, bone china? Perhaps human bone china? Oh no, the brand mark on the bottom is pretty well no company, so probably not. Anyway, you find a really fancy hat. Got an item. Fine china helmet. It's entirely possible that this is a gravy boat and that you're just holding it upside down, using it upside down, but that won't let that, don't let that stop you. Plus word of magical attacks. Nice. So just, the one here. And here. So your chest is locked. Got an item, recover padlock. There's a veil in here, and beyond the veil, nothing. You got an item, perfumed wedding veil. This will come in handy if you ever decide to save money by getting married at the city dump. +1 moxie, +3 stench armor. Need a breathing apparatus for that, though. To-do list, use side quests. Found 10 so far. Do I have any more? No. The last one must be down there. Do I have anything that helps against Fareed? This will be a hat, right? Balaclava, mining helmet, creepy forest fetish. It's a hat? Oh no, okay, it's a attachment. Holding mask, Cold War's gas mask. Cap. No. I don't think I have the right thing yet. Just go forth. Where are the rest of the things? Need to find another fence. This fence has been painted. This could be another fence. Oh! A thundering honk arouse the trees. Birds flee, fish hide. You do not know what creature gave this honk, but you know that it rules the swamp through fear. Honk back. Honk! You cry. For a moment, all life in the swamp is still. Then a short, grudging honk comes back. Honk. That's a honk of respect. Respect between honkers. Gain 9 XP. Move along. Okay, it's not there. Where would be... Let me check Flumberg. I'm just looking for the things. Find old medicine show wagon to overturn in the swamp. Of its contents have long since hazardously dissolved into the local ecosystem, but there's probably still some stuff left. A few damn toiletries and even damper medicaments. Nice. Mercury eye drops. This product is safe and effective, and don't ever let anybody tell you any different. Nice. Ball of prescriptions, strength, tooth wax. I already cleaned this fence. You've already accidentally walked into a huge swarm of gnats and flies, and they're buzzing super loud, and actually they've got a pretty good beat going. Where there's tiny musical instruments. Is that a locust with a fiddle? What's even going on? Join them. You swing your hips, give the swarm a little of the old soft shoe and jaunty whistle. The insects are super into it, despite the fact that you kill several of them every time you clap your hands. And then the show eventually winds to a close, and they leave you a tip as they buzz away. Gain 21 meat. Nice. Here. There's a big brown rock, half submerged in the swamp. Ancient mammoth called Proth. You can almost tell that the mammoth had for breakfast. You got Fusulent Grolch. This is definitely the most fusulent of the Grolches you're carrying around. Nothing here. You round a clump of mangrove trees, or whatever the kind of trees these are. You came face to face with a bearded gear man and his big filthy sack. I should clarify that it's a burlap sack, and it doesn't have a face. Just the gear man does. Whoops, buy a sack. 150 meat. Sale final. I'll buy the sack. Spend 150 meat. You open the bag and reveal your prize. It's like Crimbo. A sad, wet, dirty Crimbo. Got a name. Gator Stick. A vicious-looking sharpened branch with smaller sharp sticks stuck to it and a crude leather hand strap. Nasty business. You got a name. Gator Punch. Got a name. Nasty pastry. That really wasn't worth it, but okay. Where'd that ticket lady go? Oh. How do I spend a lot of time on this puzzle? And I need the hobo code for that. Hey, frog bug. All of a sudden, you hear a gamer man screaming wildly to your left. Oh no, fight them. By poison? Where's Molly? Uh-oh. I might lose this. Gamerman Mush Muncher. Mush Muncher. It's gonna hit me. It's gonna hit me. Okay, I guess I'll cha-cha-cha up to his needs. And I'll down this guy's stuff. I'm more likely to kill him. I guess I'll hypnotize this guy. So I'll just straight up kill this one. 5 HP poison, plus 5 HP, 5 HP poison, plus 5 HP. 5 poison. Hits us with that. 4 HP poison. Okay. I will just I guess do 5 physical. And 5 physical to you. And kill you. Nine HP. That one's dead. Does that. That is fine. And I'll just music this guy a bit. That's pretty fun. I should upgrade that as well. Oh, I should have music him once. Fuck. Okay, well, that's fine. He does next turn anyways. I'll just kill them. Nice. You won. Jeez. Maybe that'll teach him not to sneak up on a guy like that. Nice. Think I've got enough fights, probably. Alright, Buck. I finally found you. Hey, Molly, how's it going? Let's ankle. My chopper's gonna stretch its legs. Oh, this business was strange, huh? Yeah, it was pretty kettle of fish, all right. What's the score, Buck? Beats me. I went in a weird hole and everything went black and or ghostly. Yeah, you're all see-through. Or as screwy as fruitcake. Breeze. Hey, Buck, duck for a second. You dive in the ground as Molly suddenly sprays the air with a hail of Tommy gunfire. Holy jeez, what the heck are you doing? Killing mosquitoes. That seems a really inefficient way to do that. Only if you're a lousy shot. Keeps you in the breeze. Oh, for crying out loud. If I had known we were going to the swamp, I wouldn't have worn my glad rags. I hate coming out here. Sorry. Wait, have you been out here before? Well, Buck, let's just say I know where the bodies are buried, in a manner of speaking. A straightforwardly truthful manner of speaking. Don't ask too many questions, Buck. Barlow's gotta have some secrets, right? Alright. Buddy, ribbit, help, hey. Frogs are talking. Speak to the frogs. Clear your throat. There was a frog in it. Maybe don't use that joke when talking to the frogs, though. Hello, frogs. Frogs, ribbit, not humans, not ribbit. Frogs, ribbit, humans, frogs, not. You address the frogs again. You're frogs, not humans. Yeah, I can see that. Ribbit, dummy, humans, we, dummy, we, humans. Oh, okay. Scout the frogs. You don't have to be rude about it. It's not like I meet humans trapped in frog bays every day, you know? How'd this happen? Statue, ancient, curse, cave, statue, ancient, god, curse, frog. You struggle to make sense of the cacophony. It's kind of hard to understand you with everybody talking all at once. Why are you all talking? Share. Mind. Single. Share. Mind. All frogs share a single mind. Wow, that's incredible. This changes, actually, can't think of any significant consequences of what you've just learned. You try to remember the last time you interacted with a specific frog as an individual, and it was... Oh, that biology class. Better not bring that up. What's that like for you? I hate it. Sucks, awful, sucks, awful. Is there some way I can help you? One of the larger frogs hops up to you and coughs loudly. Shiny green object flies out of its mouth and sinks into the water. Grab it. You roll up your sleeve and plunge your hand into the nasty water. Your fingers find a hard object, which turns out to be, wow, shiny. Got name, gleaming emerald. This is the most beautiful thing a frog has ever barfed at you. You turn back to the frog. Oh, what should I do with this? Second frog approaches and belches up a soggy piece of paper. You decide to just look at it instead of touching it with your hand. It appears to be a shipping label from a nearby quarry. Location unlocked. Ham quarry. Oh. Alright, I'll go to that ham quarry. A portly man in a white linen suit, sitting in a wicker chair in a flat-bottomed boat, is being fanned by two large bats. He pulls his craft through murky swamp wire. I say, pardon me, young man, but I prevail upon you to lend me some navigatory assistance. I consider myself a man with sense of direction, but I must admit this bayou has got me turned right around. Well, you start with you're way too far west to call this swamp a bayou. Well, now, it might just be a simple country Dracula, but I'd have thought I could tell the difference between the bayou and the damned Yankee swamp. Have I really missed Louisville by that much? I'm afraid so, by more than 800 miles as the bat flies. Well, tarnation, I never make it to the Derby at that rate, and I was looking forward to the mint julep, and I reckon I might have to make do with a... Is your name Mary by chance? No, it's Dink Finkeldorf. A bloody Dick Finkeldorf? Well, it ain't any port a storm, poet has said. Give him no directions. How about if I just draw you a map instead? It's not like drinking me will get you home. I reckon you're correct. Hell, it would get me drunk, which is nearly as good, but let's see this map of your son. You draw on your raw geographic knowledge of the waterways of the eastern half of the country and stretch out a map that would take a vampire back to Louisiana Bayou via the Ohio and Mississippi rivers, with a stop at Louisville. He is quite impressed with your knowledge and boats away with a jaunty wave. Fortunately, the fact that vampires can't traverse running water, e.g. rivers, didn't occur to him until you were well out of sight. Nice. Oh. There's a note on the door. Drive efficiently. Excess gas use will be deducted from your paycheck. Management. I'm Corey. Help one. This guy seems a bit, hi there, Ribbit. This might seem like a strange question, but do you know anything about curse? Ribbit. Your attitude says no, but your everything else says yes. Ribbit. Foreman. This man doesn't look very happy to be a frog, or the other way around, whatever. Ah, there, Ribbit. Nice suit, you look like a fancy guy. Ribbit. Guess you basically won the frog lottery, huh? Ribbit. Your assumption was correct. It's a bookshelf full of books. Investigate. It's all books on management, with titles like Shaking the Invisible Hand, You Deserve More, and How to Get Blood Out of Termites You Hired. Oh, this one actually looks interesting. Advanced Scowling. You got an AM. Advanced Scowling. A guide to productive scowling. It grants a combat skill. Grit Teeth. Heal target for 5 HP. Ooh, that will be useful. The remains of a fancy meal with fancy condiments. Painting of a safe. Is that meant to be reverse psychology? Look behind it. You push the painting aside and find, surprise, a safe. Unfortunately, it's a key-type safe, and you don't have the key. Not that a combination lock would have been much better, but you could have twiddled with the dial and hoped to get lucky. It's the foreman's desk, presumably. Dig through it. Find a key labeled Mess, and a gun labeled Bess, in 2 different drawers. You got an item, Ham Quarry, Mess Hall Key. You got an item, Bess. There's some papers and stuff, but none of it seems significant to you. This gun was both the foreman's gun and his wife. Heals your Moxie plus 5 physical damage. Ooh, versus Moxie plus 3 physical damage and causes 1 bleeding. This is still better. Personnel files for everybody who works at the, or ever has worked at the quarry. Check them out. Give the files a quick rifle through. They tend to be very thin. People who hired and quit real fast. There's only a handful of current records and they aren't very interesting. Hat track is dressed like a cowboy. Take the hat. And the hat track's childish game. Got an item, intimidating Stetson. When you see a guy wearing a hat like this, you think to yourself, this guy has a good sense of style and is probably about to punch me for no reason. Plus 1 muscle, plus 1 moxie. Ooh, not worth it. Miss Hall. This door is presumably locked, so the food won't escape. Presumably. I said presumably twice and didn't say that twice. There we go. You should leave the key on the nearby windowsill. Oh, no. As advertised, it's a mess. From the looks of the crust on these dishes, the food here wasn't very good even before it spoiled. This range doesn't even have a gas line connected to it. I guess you could warm something up to room temperature. It looks like these people got so hungry they started eating the cabinet doors. Search the last remaining drawer. You got nothing in here but junk. Junk mail in the match. This table is swarming with flies. Well, that wasn't useful. Bunk. Ah, there's only 1 bed. S on the bunk sign must have been a typo. Some cruel soul tuned this radio to static and then walked away. Presumably, these lockers were where the employees kept their personal possessions. Check them out. That frog lady's watching. Seems real agitated. Better leave them alone. The lady seems real nervous about something, although the way she's hopping around on the floor makes it difficult to judge her body language in a regular way. Doctor. Hi, ma'am. Ribbit. Can you tell me, can you communicate to me in some way anything about curse? Ribbit. Oh, geez, please don't do that thing with your neck. Ribbit. All of the oil in this lamp has dried up. It's either a guy who thinks he's a frog, or the soul of a frog trapped in the body of a guy, or a really good method actor rehearsing for Toad of Toad Hole. Doctor. Excuse me, any curse, frog I was around. He sticks his tongue out as flag buzzes past and seems confused and disappointed by its length. Oh boy, okay, good luck. Here's another person. If I asked you were a frog trapped in a man's body, would you have any way to answer me the question that I would be able to understand? I guess I don't know what I'm expecting. Okay. It's a crude but large statue of a frog. Looks pretty old. Has a single glowing emerald eye. Mess with it. Hey, don't touch that. Talking, man. That's right. I'm a human man and not a frog at all. I have a reason to believe that you're actually a frog in a man's body somehow. Well, it's my body now and I'm keeping it. I don't need any dry-skinned leg walkers coming in here and... Holy hop, you've got the missing eye. This Miss Big Emerald? Yeah, I was just noticing that it looks an awful like the other one. Okay, I absolutely need you to step away from that statue, right hopping now. You don't want me to fix it? Looks pretty important. It's very important. An ancient idol of the frog god. And when the humans blasphemed against it by removing that eye, this particular human right here, I might add, they were cursed with the great croaking one's righteous fury. Ah, that's why all the people here and the frogs in the bog nearby. Ah, you guessed it. It's the old Freaky Friday routine. I don't know what that means. Forget about it. The point is, the humans did the crime, so now it's the frogs' time to shine. And if you put the eye back, it undoes the curse. Yeah. Oh, Hop. I probably shouldn't have told you that. Those frogs, people really want their bodies back. Well, so hopping what? Hop them. Jeez, man. Look, take your inherent pro-human bias into account and consider the justice of the situation, okay? These people came rolling in here with their machines and stuff, tear up our land, spill oil and gasoline everywhere, and then they find this ancient religious icon, and the first thing they do is try to loot it. These aren't good people, and what was coming to them. Well, what should I do? I'll tell you what to do. Take the other eye out of the statue. What? I don't want to be a frog. Don't worry about it. It won't curse you. We'll make the original curse permanent. No takebacks, no do-overs. That's just as tadpole. I tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. You can keep the emeralds. Heck, I'll make a necklace for you. You like necklaces? I'm getting used to having a neck myself. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it, lie. I'll think about it. Well, considering I haven't actually really figured out how to work these fists yet, I can't do much to stop you either way. But I'm warning you, if you put that eye back, you're going to find yourself in the wrong side of history, pal. Uh-huh. Judging from the smell and thick cloud of flies, it's not a place for a good time. Let's not go back there unless you have a really good reason. Return the missing eye, pry off the remaining eye. Get a necklace. Or the people come back. The frogs don't seem to be enjoying themselves as people, though. That's like my big thing. Is the frogs, like all of the other frogs, are not enjoying themselves much. Okay. Well, I think if we return the missing eye, the humans go back to human, the frogs go back to frog. This frog gets mad, but that's fine. Everybody else kind of does better. The rest of the frogs don't seem like being human, really. I'll return the missing eye. In the interest of full disclosure. In the interest of full disclosure, I should point out that this is a one-way decision. If you mess with the idol, you won't be able to change your mind afterwards. So don't mess this up. I'll return the missing eye. No, don't! You socket the missing emerald back in the statue. Both eyes flash with a brilliant green light, then dim again. No! No! Hop you, Bess! You okay? My brain feels slimy. Gross. Guy seems pretty tired. Maybe it's from all the hopping around earlier. Talk to him. Hey, are you the original you? I'm the actual human guy, yeah. My name's Roger. Thanks for your help. I think I would have gone crazy if I'd been trapped as a frog for much longer. Although I guess there isn't a lot of practical difference between a crazy frog and a sane one. No problem, Roger. I was happy to help. If that's still true, we've got another problem. Oh, what's up? Yeah, see, I don't know how much you saw of the situation at the quarry, but it's a really terrible place to work. It does seem kind of run down. It doesn't need to be, that's the thing. We turn a good profit, but the foreman refuses to spend any more than the absolute minimum on the facilities and wages. And meanwhile, he's eating caviar for lunch like he's John D. friggin' Rockefeller. Jeez. You should have seen his face when I showed him that item. His tongue hit the floor like a cartoon roof. He's getting yacht catalogs in the mail. All us that do the actual work gotta take turns sleeping in one bed. Why don't you quit? We tried to start a union, but he just called in the Pinkertons to rough us up. If you try to quit, it's the same deal. We can't even just walk out because he watches us like a hawk. We decided to take our chances anyway, though. See that tunnel back there on the left? Yeah, it comes out past the trees, and if we snuck out at night, he wouldn't spot us. We could be out here and be on our way to town by morning. You're planning to cross the swamp at night? It's not much of a plan, but it's the only plan we've got. The only problem is that tunnel's full of flies, and it's some kind of nest. And you need somebody to clear out the tunnel for you. That's about the size of it, and the size of the flies is real big. Swell. I'll need you to come back and kill any maggots in there too. Or I need you to kill any maggots in there too so they don't come back. Yeah. Haven't got much. Oh, I didn't read that last one. Hey, how's it going with that tunnel? I haven't gotten there yet. Well, if you can manage to get rid of all those flies, we'd really appreciate it. Did I mention they're large? Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I accidentally didn't read that last one. Guess I'll talk to everyone. And looks puzzled. Everything all right? I'm really thirsty for some reason, which is weird because water is practically the only thing we get to eat around here. Is it clean at least? Calling it that would be a real stretch, but it's all right. Once your immune system gets acclimated. I grew this mustache to help filter it. Yeah. This guy's uncomfortable but hopeful look on the face. Everything all right? My tongue hurts and I've got a kind of gross taste in my mouth. Oh, I've been mainly eating shoe leather though, so that doesn't really new. Oh, well, it might be new in a way. What? Nothing. Lady appears anxious and tired. Everything okay? Oh, I don't like to complain, but I'm so tired. When I took this job as an office assistant, I never had managed I'd be in charge of all of the cleaning and maintenance around the camp as well. And there's so much, I'm only one person. Geez, that's rough. And now I'm having these weird dreams about frogs. Honestly, it makes me regret giving up a Ladon. Well, hopefully Roger's plan will work out. Probably shouldn't go through that stuff. Oh, still watching. Okay. Mess all. Okay. Talk to this guy. Are you okay? That depends on whether you're real or I'm hallucinating you. I'm real. The frog thing, though. That was a hallucination, right? Oh, no, that was real, too. If you're about to tell me that my shoelaces really are butterflies, I should warn you. I don't know how I'll react to that. Maybe you should go get some sleep. Foreman looks up from the yacht catalog he's reading and scowls at you. Look behind. Hey, leave my safe alone, painting. Leave my painting alone. Why'd you say safe just then? Leave my painting safely alone. Uh-huh. Alright, guess I'll go clear the flies. Yeah. Oh, vein of extra blood hematite. Ask for a donation. You convince the hematite to give you some of its extra blood. Nice. These flies are large and aggressive. That's 2 understatements for the price of 1. Fight them. $15 health. All of these are 15 health. Okay, so I can kill one. Dick Finkeldorf. Onto the Starling. Okay. I'll kill this one. And then I guess I will kill this one. Dante really is just kind of cannon fodder at this point. Ow! Did you hit me? That was rude. Bonk. You won. No unusually large flies on you. Nice. Giant pile of squirming maggots. Also a squirming pile of giant maggots. Destroy the horrible things. You're going to have to stomp them and squelch them, basically individually. It's going to be super disgusting. Would you like to read a full description of that, or shall we just move on? I want the gory details. Just to be clear, there's no bonus item or achievement or other special award for reading the gross version, and it's going to be as long as I can stand to make it. Hit me with your best shot. Okay. Crack is the sound of me cracking my knuckles. Use pick up on the maggots. It's about the size and shape of a medium to large sweet potato, or yam, depending on where you're from. but instead of brownish orange, it's sickly white color, ridged like an earthworm, both fleshy and rubbery, and covered in clear, sticky mucus. It wriggles and pulses in your hand. You drop it on the ground and stomp on it. It bursts with a pop squelch sort of sound, spraying lumps of the palled white flesh and a thin greenish-yellow juice in a circle around the point of impact. When you lift your foot up again, it sticks to the floor and makes a slurp sound as you peel the sole of your shoe away. Keep going. You pick up 2 more maggots. They wiggle in your hands as though they can sense what's happening. The mucus covered them, and now your hands has the texture and viscosity of lightly thinned down rubber cement. It glistens in the dim light and makes strands and webs between your fingers as you open and close your hands. You drop the 2 maggots on the ground and stomp on them, 1 foot each. Splort, splack. The spray looks like lumps of old mayonnaise, mixed with a juice from expired camping glow stick. The added liquid is making the floor slimy instead of sticky now, and you have to move more carefully to keep your footing. You push the pile again. Keep going. You pick up another maggot. It sticks to your hand, and as it writhes, you can feel the glue-like mucus pulling softly your skin. The fluids pumping around the inside it make it pulse faintly, like a slowly beating heart. You squeeze it, gently at first, then harder. It has the rubbery resistance of a half-filled water balloon. Imagine a white balloon partially filled with warm green milk, and how it would feel to squeeze that in your fist. There's a thin, high-pitched squealing around it sound as it bulges in the ends, and then bursts, spraying you with the, by appearances, rancid cottage cheese and antifreeze. Now's when you start to notice the smell. Keep going. This is a true story. Once, when I was in junior high school, I tripped and skinned my left elbow at the sidewalk, a patch of bleeding road rash, and a little larger than a quarter. I washed it off and put a bandage over it and forgot about it, until a few days later, I noticed the smell, because my classmates sitting near me had noticed the smell, and wondered aloud where it was coming from. My injury had become infected. The bandage was soaked in pus. The smell is immediately identifiable, but if you've never smelled it, it smells a lot like rotting apples, about the time that they're completely brown and soft and have started to leak and collapse under their own weight. Close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose, and imagine that smell filling your sinuses, except with an undertone of sour milk. That's what you're smelling now. Keep going. You pick up a maggot in each hand and squeeze them. They thrash in your hands and squeal, a thin, high-pitched noise like a pinhole in an air mattress. You close your eyes as they burst, and the warm clotted innards splatter against your face, then ooze down and drip onto your shirt. You might expect their insides to be cold, as insects are cold-blooded, but in fact, maggots generate a fair amount of heat through metabolism and muscular contraction. In terms of texture, it's like being splatted in the face with a bowl of warm bologna sauce. Or perhaps, more accurately, if someone projectile vomited onto your face after eating a bowl of warm bologna sauce. The smell of rotting fruit and sour milk is thick in the air now. Some of the juice got into your mouth. I don't really have a point of comparison for the taste, but I'd imagine it tastes as much the same as it smells. A little more acrid, maybe. Acrid? Acrid. Stop is no longer an option. Keep going. Killing the maggots and the 1s and 2s is clearly going to take too long, so you jump as high as you can and stomp heavily into the pile with both feet. The sound it makes is sort of a thwack, crunch, splat, all at the same time, and you're up to your waist in thrashing white, mucus-coated grubs. You lift a foot, but lose your balance and fall backwards into the pile. Imagine falling backwards into a ball pit filled with overripe tomatoes and long-expired milk, except the tomatoes are alive and crawling on you. Now they have covered you. They are everywhere. You crawl around, crushing the squirming maggots beneath you, feeling such distinct bursts as rubbery grubs pop under your weight and spray more yellow-green bile and the lumps of white gristle into the growing pool of sweet and sour-smelling slime. Oh god, keep going. Eventually, you stop, out of breath but not wanting to breathe. Out of breath but not wanting to breathe. It doesn't matter, because the putrid glop has gotten up your nose and in your mouth and down your throat regardless of your desires. You might guess that you had become accustomed to the smell by now, but no. You still smell it, and you will never stop smelling that rotten fruit stench for the rest of your life. You're lying in a pool of chunky maggot stew, covered in the pulp of hundreds of burst grubs, your clothes soaked entirely through to the skin with mucus and stinking green juice, every crevice filled with pallid white curds, your ungodly avatar of putrescence and filth upon its miserable earth. Anyway, thanks for reading. Hope you enjoyed it. You gained 35 XP. You got an item, giant maggot. Looks like you missed one. It seems like it really enjoys riding around on your hand, though, and you haven't gotten the heart to kill it. It's a hat. It's a hat. I'm gonna put this back. It's back way out of the cave. Leave the area. Oh, okay. Found some glowing green rocks. Have submerged. Recognize painter. Okay, cool. Guess we'll go back here. There's no point in leaving. Oh. Forgot that was over here. Roger gives you a tired nod. How's it? Oh my god. Don't come any closer. What are you covered in? This. Maggot guts. Well, thank you for clearing out the tunnel. Please leave this enclosed space and get some fresh air. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I was saying it more for my benefit. Good luck with your escape plan. Guess I'll leave eventually. Oh yeah, I'll like come back tomorrow or something. They'll have left. That's probably what it is. You find a chunk of oil shell jutting out of a stagnant pool, and making the surrounding water all greasy and colorful. Analyze the shell. Asks the shell about its mother, and it cries tears of shellac. It's a grumpy-looking pilot, Doctor. Seems like you got a kind of problem here. You think? Yeah, 3 kinds of problems I got. If you don't count the headache, my plane being stuck ass downward in the swamp is just about the most obvious one. Anything I can help with? My name's Dick Finkeldorf, by the way. Ronum Rasmussen. Hi. And yeah, if you got some time on your hands, I can bet your buttons I can use it. What happened? I'm looking to be the first to fly a plane all around the swamp in one go, see? Nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp won't be making any newspaper headlines. Now, look what I got. A plane full of a plane half buried in the muck, tainted fuel, and even if I get those sorted out, there ain't enough runway here for me to get flying again. Your plane seems real stuck. Oh, you noticed, Tom? Yeah, it's sticking up out of the ground there. Uh-huh. Right, yeah, sure it is. The way Rhonda's staring at you starts to make you a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else, shall we? What's wrong with your fuel? When I landed, the fuel tank got full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in chemistry of aircraft fuel. Not good for it. Not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry. Figured it wouldn't be a big deal since I've got a can of backup fuel. Oh, let me guess, that fuel water too? Ain't nothing so bad that it can't get a little bit worse. Can't be fixed somehow? Well, technically, yeah. It just needs to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment, though. Maybe I can get something up. That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. Ain't rocket science, just airplane science. That's much slower kind of science. Got an AM, water down tank fuel. This fuel is all wet. Here's the can. I'll see what I can do. What's involved building the runway? With enough tar and macadam, I could slap down quick and dirty runway. Dirtier than quick for certain, but it'd be good enough to get me out of here, and I've got plenty of tar, but where'd you get that barrel of tar anyway? You know, that's a funny story. But anyway, I need a load of macadam to go with it. What's macadam? It's like gravel for fuss budgets. For my purposes, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across. That isn't very many rocks. Each individual rock is 3 centimeters across, not the whole load together. Oh. I could go look for some rocks that size. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a close look because I was kind of distracted. I can mark it on your map for you. Can't go myself. I need to stay here and guard the tar. Okay, I'll go take a look. This is the most diagonal plane you've ever encountered. Consider your options. You consider all of the possible ways in which you might extract this plane from its current state of diagonality. Science, some kind of big magnet, I guess. Heavy industry, construction crane. Faith, 7 piety. Beast of burden, 4 oxen, 1 wagon tongue. I'll just use leverage. You examine the crash site carefully, walking all around it and tapping gently on this and that until you find the spot you're looking for, the perfect place to stand. Having found you wedge your shovel in beside the plane and deftly pry it out of the muck. Nicely done. Hello again, Rhonda. Hi. I got your plane unstuck. I saw it. That was a hell of a trick. I gotta say, I'm duly impressed. Oh, shucks. She's still caked in mud and weeds and all, but I guess that comes with the territory, in a literal sense. Nothing a little bow grease can to correct, plus maybe a little regular aircraft grease. You don't have anything new to report to Rhonda, so you just both stare at each other in silence for a moment. Leave her. Okay. I guess I'll go to the quarry. The other quarry. Come across a busted and smoking truck in the depths of the swamp. The driver, eating a sandwich in the cab. We already did this. Dump truck sits beneath the chute, patiently awaiting the day of its dump. There's a big lever labeled dump here. Tee-hee. A lever labeled units. A levered labeled polish. Lever labeled pound. Lever labeled crush. Lever labeled reload. Shadow pocket. Close it. Nice. By far the coolest rock you've ever met. Befriend it. Hang out with the rock for a while. It's amazing. Stylish shell. This mark has an X band on it for some reason. There's some hobo code panned on this rock. I should go get hobo thing. Let me go to the hobo camp. We already read this. Where's my man? Stock, the hobo you rescued from Beppo's hole. Hello again. Need anything surgery? Spare some first aid supplies. Sure, here you go. Use them in good health. No, wait, that would be wasteful. Use them in bad health. Nice. Stipic stencil. These are for when you cut yourself shaving, but it's not like you're going to avoid the warranty if you use it on something other than a leg or face or armpit blood. Walter the Fisher hobo. Hey, Walter. Oh, hey. Thanks for telling me about this place. Fine little community. Nice. Glad you're settling in. Yep, I'm accustomed to solitary life fisherman, but it's nice to have some folks to come home to at the end of the day, and nobody's complaining about the smell. Well, good. It's Clyde Bossman. Hi, Clyde. Oh, hey, Dick Finkeldorf, right? Thanks for putting me to this place. It's pretty great. Everyone's real friendly, like, nice. Well, you aren't missing anything at the solitude of the swamp. Nope. Turns out that's less important to me than just being able to sit and not do much. I've been helping out by growing herbs for the kitchen here. That's about hobo code. Do you know any hobo code you can teach me? Sure, I picked up a couple of signs. Here's one for the keep off the grass. Thanks. Hobo code knowledge increased. Glendulia is happily tending to her still. Again. Thanks for helping me out before. I'm afraid I can't pay you back yet. We don't really have anything to make decent booze out of. At the moment, I'm just using random kitchen scraps and weeds, and I can't serve you that in good conscience or good ethics. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, I thought I could distill through her. Okay. Well, I thought I would distill through her thing, but okay. Operator, oh, yeah. Let's go back to the Big Moist. We got some more hobo code knowledge, which is helpful for a couple of the areas. I think I got enough hides by now. Find an armed traveling salesman sticking out of the ground. Given the condition of the arm, it seems like the body is attached to must have been down there for quite some time. Grab the ring. The ring slips easily off the arm's finger because the finger is both wet and withered with decay. One or the other will suffice. You got an item. Ring of the Raucous Fracas. It's still a matter of debate whether God plays dice in the universe, but that's an ambiguous thing that this ring does. Fights will be extremely chaotic. Give the arm a proper burial. Every time you try to dig, the hole immediately fills up with water. You decide just to use the shovel to press the arm down below the surface and call it a day. It's a day. Nothing to see here. Good to see you again. Well, it would really make me smile if you had 10 gator hides to make my brother a tongue. I've got your gator hides, and over all the gator hides you've collected. Gain 35 XP, 22 meat. Beautiful. That's beautiful leather, and it'll make a beautiful tongue. I can look at an animal and tell you what sort of tongue its hide will make. You don't believe me? Do you? Well, go on, name my animal. Whale. Is that a trick question? Never heard of a whale. Okay. That's the tongue sorted, but without something to animate it. It's a lump of leather flesh. What I need, mate, my brother Paul really needs is the power of speech. So, next part is going to be much easier to explain if you've read The Little Mermaid. I can get you a mermaid, that's no problem. Don't need you to hunt a mermaid, mate. What you might not know is that the fairy tale about a little mermaid who gives up her voice is based on a real-life story of a Gatorman merman who traded his voice for a bucket of ham. That's what gave Hans Christian Gatorman the idea. I tracked that voice down to a fishing hole in the Gator village I told you about before. I must have it. Anything for my brother. Family is everything, mate. Better get going. Fisherman village. Gatorman village. Join them. Alright. Fishing hole, you say. Up. Don't want to fight them yet. Fishing hole, you say. Ah, this must be the spot that John mentioned. Up. You found something special. You got voice of the Gatorman. I think this might be the voice of the Gatorman merman, or at least the voice of a Gatorman merman. Nice. Go back to the brothers. Chuck entering. Yep. Oh no, the Gatorman detective. You thought he was only a myth. Introduce yourself? You're the Gatorman detective, I presume? Presumption accurate. Accusing hunters, crimes grievous, butchering Gatormen, killing mailmen, despoiling land. Speak you. Be accomplice, sir, or be ally Gator. I wouldn't harm a scale on a gator's head. Telling truth, or controlling glands, What will you do with those men? Mailman dead. Suspect hunters. Have trial. Find guilty. Consume them. You're gonna eat them? Drink them. Could you let them go, maybe? I am unaccepting. Do justice. Liquefy them. Take your leave. Hunters have become caged. What happened here? Got snatched, didn't I? It's funny. I'm calmer than I thought I'd be. That mailman slaughter's been hanging on my conscience some, but I think I'd been expecting the claw of Johnny Law before too long. But Paul, he wasn't wrapped up in this. It's not fair that he should go down for it too. I'll give Paul the voice of Gatorman. Paul and John's eyes widen in anticipation as you pop the lid off the grimy jar. A wisp of breath escapes from the glass prison and wends its way through the bars of the cage, pausing in midair and then darting up at Paul's nostrils. The Gatorman is far too baffled by this to react. Freshly animated, Paul's leather tongue sets to wagging. Turn to him. Enough! Enough of the scene murder, an asymmetric service to animalistic desire. Each of you practices a violence that is worse than base, is vicious, is corrupt, is wrong. I call an end to all aggression. I call it now. At stake is the project of life itself. Paul, what are you saying? Then, Paul Leathers says 3 words so painfully profound they reduce not just his brother, but the Gatorman captor to contrite tears. I could do that too if I wanted. Gushing genuine crocodile tears, the Gatorman detective unlocks the cage and brings both brothers to an embrace. Paul, the hunting, the killing, all of it. I did it to bring back your voice. In finding me a tongue, you gave away your heart. No longer can I recognize our blood in the ocean of it you have spilled. I call you brother no more. Let's focus on the positives. Paul has a leather tongue. At Paul's urging, John tosses his knife into the swamp in repudiation of violence. The Gare man is so moved, he tosses his magnifying glass in solidarity. Grab the items before they sink, but be casual about it. Without even looking, you hook both discarded weapons in the tip of your foot and flip them into your pocket. Ghanem, valuable hunting knife, sharpened thrice, cut once, deal 5 times your muscle and physical damage eventually. Woo! Detectives use these to investigate tiny crimes. Paul eloquently negotiates a resolution to the mailman murder. John will go with the Gare man to face trial, but the death penalty will not be levied against him. This cannot be goodbye, brother. I don't wish it. Know that if I see you again, it will be for the last time. I will use the last of my life to build a ladder to heaven of my own, that I may protect the dinosaurs from men like you. I also will be doing that. Poor, unfortunate mailman. Paul Leathers has regained the power of speech. He's almost glowing. Hello, Paul. Seems our paths are fated to cross. How are things between you and your brother? He may be my blood, but I will not call him brother. Our blood is undone by all that which he has spilled in the causes of violence and vengeances. When next we meet, it will be in azure empyrean upon the highest rungs of our respective ladders to heaven. So not great then. What will you do now? I build a ladder to heaven, which as we speak grows rung by rung. When will that be done? I expect not for several weeks. Can we trade? Imagine if Reader's Digest branched out into sewer treatment. Crowbar. Crowbar's always nice, but punch, good pants, hollow gator tooth. You got a lot of gator. Vampirism does strange things to your teeth, and if your teeth were huge to begin with, there's a lot more room for strangeness. Oh, the gators are vampires? Is your muscle plus 5 physical damage, heals you for 3 HP. Magnum will attack, increases your physical armor. Powerful crits, roll of duct tape, put 3 physical armor to a hat, sharpening stone. The egg is busted. Alright, where else do we want to go now? Does Barbara's hut have a fence? Need to check her fences. Fine chunk of blah blah blah. Yep. I'm gonna about wrap up for today. No fences here. Monster Shack have a fence. Scrape off the good bits. No. Oh, oh no, I couldn't do that. Largemouth Bass and Sons? Crying Bears, gentlemen, waist deep in the swamp muck, gives you a wave. Seem to be stuck, he says, but I'm not too proud to ask for help. For a muscle man like yourself, it's an easy enough task to pull a man out of some mud, which is good, because you have to do it another 5 times for this guy before he gets back on solid ground. State your business. I'm here about the missing children. Tom and Kathy, yeah, that's a sad song. I need to talk to, I guess, Mr. Chapman or Mr. Tracy about that. I wouldn't let either of them know that you've been speaking to the bosses say. Don't talk anymore. What goes on at this place? At Largemouth Bass and Sons? We fish largemouth bass, and most of us are sons. Why don't the bosses speak to one another? Between you and me, and 3,600 largemouth bass, Mr. Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Academy Awards a few years back. They tolerate each other only because they both perform a function vital to the business, which is Mr. Tracy debones the fish and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready for sale at a market. Are you saying that you take out the fish's bones and then put them back in? It's tradition. For generations, a Chapman has deboned the bass and Tracy rebones them. That unique process is what gives our bass its distinctive tang. What do you think happened to the kids? If you ask me, that's what I just did. Hell, they ran off. This life isn't for everyone, and Tom and Kathy, they never had the makings of a largemouth bass deboner or reboner. I'll be going. Admiring the fish. Quiet, you see that? Guard seems a little nervous. Apart from the SARS. Shotgun's keeping you out, there's something else in. Who cares? I'm going inside. We all love Mr. Tracy here. Sign and identifies these waters as a site of historical importance. This pool is the birthplace of largest mouth loop, a bass present in the signing of Declaration of Independence. On August 2nd, 1972, he returned to his home waters to die, but his body was never found. Viscous puddle reflects a gloomy face. Talk to him. Talk to the puddle or the man. Puddle, please. Hello, sir. I can't understand you. It's a puddle. Viscous puddle reflects a gloomy face. Talk to him. The man. Let's marry you. She's left me. Who left you? Amphibious truck. Oh, so not a person. No, I'm more interested in the amphibious trucks. So what happened to your truck? Our truck. It's a company truck. We use it to take the fish to market. A couple nights ago, I forgot to fill her up before bed, and that must have really ticked her off, because the next morning she was gone. No note, nothing. Are you suggesting this truck is sentient? It's funny. I wouldn't have thought so. I can't see any other explanation for it running off the way it has. Could it have anything to do with the missing kids? Tom and Kathy? You'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman and Mr. Tracy about that. Maybe they took the truck? I don't know. Seems like a stretch. When did the children go missing? Same day as the truck. I think that's probably a coincidence. What's this puddle here? It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here, now in our special place, waiting for her to come home. Is it working? Obviously, you can see that it's not. How far could someone have gone in the truck? With the gas left in her, couldn't have gone farther than 100 miles. 100 miles, okay. No, 100. Sorry, if 100 is a fisherman's lingo, it means 11. Mission truck, huh? That's a shame. She'll be back. She has to come back. She'll run out of gas otherwise, and where else she'd be? Good luck with the truck, I gotta go. Yeah, Mr. Chapman's been through a lot. Something fishy going on here. Back there's a mess. That's okay, all mine. Not messy, it's a mess. As in, where we have our meals. Oh, I thought they only called it a mess in the armed forces. And is fishing not the armed forces? Where we use to hold the rods, huh? I don't know your legs. Don't waste my time. That's all back then. Chum buck is inscribed as strangers, just a chum you haven't met yet. Take it. Buck is secured to the floor. Those are decorative. And the chum inside is the very first patch of chum ever made by largemouth bass and sons back in the summer of 1803. It reminds us of our humble beginnings. Can I have it? No. Fishermen's cats are a touchy sort, and they regard unproven outsiders with the highest suspicion. Try better. Cat avoids your touch. You get the sense that only true loyalty to the fisherman's cause will overcome its suspicions of you. Alas. What lies beyond that door is only for fishermen. What is it? Fish. Can I fish here? Ah! Chumbuck is inscribed champagne for my special chums, real pain for my sham chums. Chumbuck is inscribed chum pain for my real chums, real pain for my chum chums. That one's a little more esoteric. Help you with something? Yeah, what's back here? Those are crew quarters. Wait, you live here? Where the fish live? We live. Can I go inside? Into our family's private quarters. I'd sooner let a dogfish loose in my socks. Is that something you do? Rarely. Lo, with the deboning knife in righteousness says complete bass has been forged. Book of Karas. Surely a fisherman yearns for a glorious death at sea, not to wind up behind a dusk. Hello there, I wonder, do you ever wish you'd had a glorious death at sea? Oh, many a sea creature has tried to give me one pal, but before they can get their teeth in me, I've reboned them 6 ways to stomach. He spits a wad of chewing tobacco out the door. Guy Chapman, Chief D. Reboning Officer. Large mouth bass and sons. You hear about Tom? I saw the posters about missing children. Find one child and you'll find the other. My Tom has been lured into the lair of Ockram's gator by that Jezebel of a deboner's daughter, a good and true fisherman laid astray by the delinquent sorceress who's never cared a Walt Whitman for what we do here with largemouth bass. Ockham's gator? Chapman's cheeks darkened into the murky hue of a humpback anglerfish. As long as there's been largemouth bass and sons, there's been an Ockram's gator. To our great misfortune, I'd venture that there's no creature of land nor sea quite so terrible. 12 feet tall he is, red as a furnace. the smoke billowing from his nostrils. He and his rapacious appetites are a plague in our business. He'll eat everything we've got. Largemouth bass. Everything. It keeps me up at night, wondering what we did to deserve him. Is it a sin against the land to both debone and rebone fish? Perhaps, but damn it, that's what gives our bass its zing. How was Kathy responsible? Well, the arrogance of youth. Kathy Tracy never thought she had anything to fear from Occam's gator. She didn't respect him. Several times I caught her attempting to summon the beast by shouting his name 3 times in a mirror directly into the mouth of a bass. He was always going to end with her in Occam's belly. I just didn't think my Tom would be fool enough to go along with it. You think Tom could run away on his own? Absolutely not. Tom's a 3rd-generation bass boy. Proud and true. Why, just last month he said, I'm excited about my future in reboning largemouth bass, Dad. Does that sound like the words of a boy who with 1 foot out the door? No, there's a simple explanation. The siren song of Kathy Tracy, who lures good men into the bellies of gators. I'll work for free. 200 meat, for starters, and my mother's fishing rod for the entree. On one condition, I don't want you looking for Kathy on Tracy's dime. It's Tom that needs saving, and he needs saving from her. So that's the condition. Oh, you also need to find Tom, so that's 2 conditions. Is it special? Nah, deal breaker. It is, and I'll tell you why. It has never caught a fish. Oh, that sounds like a worse than normal fishing rod. It has never caught a fish. Always catches 2. Don't know how it works, don't want to know how it works. We just thank Poseidon for the bounty. Deal. Hurrah! Now, I have no idea where you might find Tom, but what I'll do is get you into a quarters in the back. I know he keeps the diary, though I've never been able to make sense of the thing. Fundamentally, the way your generation speaks is utter nonsense to me, the mad ramblings of youth. Perhaps you'll understand it. Now bring him home, you hear me? What do you do here? I'm Chief Deboning Officer, like my father before me, etc. It's mournful life, good family life. Be seeing you. Seems like the leftmost locker belongs to Tom Chapman. It's locked. Open with a crowbar. That wasn't quite what you intended to do, but luckily you did manage to reveal a secret cache hidden behind the lockers. Search Tom's hole. You got a name, Tom Chapman's diary. Tom Chapman's diary. The secret diary of a bass fishing scion. So many fishermen don't get into largemouth bass because they can't hack the bunk beds. It's possible that a largemouth bass fisherman could do their job while sleeping in a nice soft bed, but it's never been tried anywhere in the world. Broken bones pile high in the sink. Detritus from the experiments of apprentice reboner. Unsuitable bones are ground up here into thin meal. The sign claims that these are cups of homemade bone broth, and that you should take one. Do what it says. Not one to question the instructions of a tiny sign. You grab a cup. Got a name. Bone broth. Broth made from fish bones, not unlike the ocean itself. Everything on this shelf is labeled hard tack. Take some tack. The non-perishable and long-lasting foodstuff sustains a fisherman on their voyage from this building to outside this building. Got a name. Hard tack. Shotgun's keeping out or keeping someone else in? Not close enough to read this. Yes, I am. Academy of Fresh and Saltwater Game Fish. Certificate of nomination for award. Be it known that Adam Tracy was nominated for an Academy Award of Merit for Outstanding Achievement. Best Deboning Bass. What's back here, your quarters? How'd you know that? It's where Mr. Chapman has his. Maybe 2 of you are more similar than you like to admit. Wash your mouth out with fish soap. Can I go inside? No, that's a space for Tracy family, like our crypt. Can I go to that? You'd better not. Emptied, to magnify the misfortune of my stolen daughter. Any idea who did this? Can't prove it. Yep, I'll be damned if Occam's gator did not have his claws in this. When this happened? 3 nights ago. I'm still in shock. Can't even muster the strength to close the safe. I can do it for you. It's not that hard. Would you? Sure. Bless you. Is this the mess? It is. And just so you know, the fish we serve here is deboned. And that's just the way we like it. I don't want to see you putting new bones in the fish. You definitely won't see that. Though the knife of the deboner doth still shape largemouth bass and the world through our action, there are legion who do not believe the wouldst tear down thy work. Book of Garrett. Greetings. As a marina, do you hate being stuck behind a desk? Excuse me. I make 6 figures a year behind this desk, and you mind your manners. You're addressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer at Largemouth Bass and Sons. You must be Dick Finkeldorf, the one who's thrown in his lot with that wretched deboner next door. Oh, surprised I know your name? Well, Largemouth Bass have ears. What do you do here? Like I said, Chief Deboning, my team and I debone largemouth bass, which is passed over to my colleague across the way for reboning. I'd like to talk about your daughter. I don't see the point. You've thrown in with Chapman's already. Sounds like she might have run away from home. I'll excuse a remark as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice it to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass as much as I am assuming preordinated roles in a multi-generation family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There's a much simpler explanation. Occam's gator. Occam's gator? Monstrous gatorman. Centuries old. 10 feet tall if he's an inch. With scales as blue as the deepest ocean. He has 2 tails sharp as razors. He is not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He struck at night and gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever. And now, I fear, my Kathy. I don't know what he did to provoke this ire. I don't know what we did to provoke his ire, but that beast has bullied and bothered our business since my grandfather was in toddler pants. And I sometimes think the swamp itself has summoned him to be our tormentor. You think Occam's gator ate Kathy? You have to understand, for decades, Occam's gator has been the sole author of this business's misfortune. Could he eat a child? Absolutely. That's his M.O., a monstrous operandi. If Occam's ate Kathy, aren't we too late? Not necessarily. Occam's only handicap is his glacially low digestion. Go ask Sylvester, a guard of ours. He was swallowed up by Occam's, but by stripping off in his belly and greasing his body in Occam's own fat, he was able to slither up and out of all the Occam's jaws while the great beast slept. Okay, where can I find Sylvester? Oh no, we had to terminate him for attempting euthanize. Occam's gator sounds made up. There's nothing made up about a giant blue gatorman who eats guns. One of our guards accidentally saw Occam's, even took a shot at him, but conventional weapons have no effect. Are you saying that you haven't seen Occam's gator? I've seen the destruction that he's wrought. I've certainly seen that. Let's talk about something else for now. If you must, I warn you, my daughter's abduction makes me a poor conversationalist. If you think Cicero's daughter was missing, he could have gone on and said all the famous sayings for which Mr. Cicero is known. I'll be on my way. Alright, maybe I threw in too quickly. Guard seems a little nervous. Cool Molly buttons. Seems friendly aside for the gun. I have a fish today, just right size. What's this about? Guard who got eaten by Occam's gator? Sylvester didn't get eaten by anybody. I told him to say that because it was the only excuse the bosses would accept it to our lunch break. What do you know about Occam's gator? Oh, that's fake. It is? Oh, that's a legend. Oh, Basswife's tale. Sometimes bad things go missing or the business has run into bad luck and folks want a deeper explanation for it. But I can tell you that nobody here has ever laid eyes on a giant gatorman. The bosses can't even agree on what he's supposed to look like. So Occam's gator didn't kidnap these kids? I really doubt it. Your boss says he saw them. Didn't you ever tell a boss that what they wanted to hear? There's gators in these parts, all right. I have to scare them off the property on almost a daily basis. If you don't believe me, you're welcome to go and visit their stomping grounds. You won't find any sort of Occam's gator there, I assure you. Gatorman Hamlet. Occam's gator sounds pretty scary. As do all the fairy tales. Doesn't make them any more real. Alright. I think that's gonna wrap this up for today. It's been a fun game. We got a lot of side quests done. This place is fucking huge. There's still some probably over here, like some here maybe, some there. But yeah, I'm gonna go back. Oops, I didn't mean that. Bisect 130 meat final sale. No thank you, not buy grog, go away. Let's stop. We should say, let's go back here. Messages. 1. Check the message on the pad next to the phone. There's a note for you. Call Don T with a phone number. Call him out back. Dial number. Salutatory greetationing the person who has activated this telephonic mechanism, and with you, whom are you now speaking, is known as Ton Toblerone. Thought your boss said you had to keep it brief now. We devised and agreed upon an arrangement deemed satisfactory to both parties. Let me guess, you're paying the phone bill. Your guessing prowess is preternaturally efficacious. That's what they tell me. Got another job? Once again, the particulars of this undertaking are being held in escrow and will be transmitted to oraciously by our colleague who... Gracie Steve, got it? Okay, bye. What a time. Alright. I'm gonna leave it here. Obi is tootling along with the band. Obi, did you teach me? Nope. Two of the frat guys who helped out earlier, the guy who was asking for mesquite chips, and the guy who else jacket. Oh heck yeah, bro! You got problems being the cold? Doing is the hobby for you. Wait, did I say hobby? I meant lifestyle. Something next to a warm, comforting fire does sound pretty good, right, bro? Plus, while you're staying there, you can be queuing up some burgers or weenies or whatever. It's win-win. Gosh, you just bask in the warm glow of the conversation. Don't bother him. He's a boss. Fancy Dan, what's shaking, Dan? I am, baby, I am. Here's a cut of the profits, baby. Found this case of whiskey. Good deal. I'll add this to the menu right away. Order a drink. I don't know if this counts as anything. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow is Portal 1 RTX edition. I haven't played Portal in a while, and I'm excited to check out the ray tracing on it. We might do a second game if that is short, but we'll keep it up in the air for now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.